Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos. Manchester United out the Champions League. Of course, Barcelona just beaten Manchester United by 3 goals to nil at the new camp and 4-0 on aggregate, of course, as well. So Manchester United have just been hammered tonight by Barcelona, of course, as well. So this is potentially, your current match reaction as well. So potentially Manchester United, failed to replicate the form, that we did in Paris, of course, as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tonight had made currently 3 changes, from the first leg, of course, as well. But Manchester United were a well-beaten team tonight as well. And potentially, we've got to rebuild in the summer. We've got to be ruthless this summer, of course, as well. Because potentially, I think a lot of players have got to leave Manchester United this summer as well. And let's be honest, our recruitment policy is totally, shit, to be quite honest with you. And maybe we need double £200 million this summer, maybe even more than that as well. Potentially, Barcelona won the game by 3 goals to nil tonight as well. And I thought for 80 minutes, Barcelona, were just totally dominant indeed. But I thought the first 10 minutes, I'll give you my reflection on the first 10 minutes of the game. I thought Manchester United, started the game really, really well in the first 10 minutes, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, Rashford hitting the crossbar in the first minute of the game as well. And I thought the first 10 minutes, Manchester United, started the game really, really well, to be quite honest with you. But then all of a sudden, there was a mistake from Ashley Young. I think 2 of Barcelona's goals, were 2 individual mistakes from Manchester United. Ashley Young, for me, he's the problem at this club as well. And I think Ashley Young has got to leave Manchester United this summer as well. I don't even understand, why Ashley Young, was picked tonight, to be quite honest with you. I don't really understand, why Diego Dalot, didn't start tonight, because obviously he's one of Manchester United's upcoming future. So I don't potentially get why Diego Dalot, didn't start tonight, but he did come on in the game in the second half. But Young had lost the ball, for the first goal of Messi, and Messi does what he does, and it's an absolutely fantastic finish from Lionel Messi, of course, as well. And then obviously in the 20th minute mark, we find ourselves 2-0 down, Messi with a strike again. De Gea spills it, and it goes into the back of the net, and that is the currently tie wrapped up indeed as well. So there was 2 individual mistakes from Manchester United, of course, as well. But yeah, there was a lot of bad individual performances tonight as well. I thought Rashford was very, very poor tonight. And for me, Marcus Rashford, I think, he has sustained, quite a few injuries, and we know he hasn't graduated to that, that level yet, and he's still in the process of developing, as a Manchester United player, is Marcus Rashford. But I think for the last 2 or 3 months at least, he's been very, very poor indeed. I thought Lingard, very, very poor tonight as well for Manchester United, and Lingard's supposed to know the club inside out, and we know what Lingard can be capable of on the right-hand side, but he just didn't show it tonight, Jesse Lingard, and I think he's been poor for, quite a few months now. I think Martial, has been poor, for quite a few months now as well. I think since the likes of Martial and Lingard and that have come back from injury, they've been very, very ineffective in this Manchester United team, and they've been very, very poor indeed. And I thought Rashford was poor tonight, Lingard was poor tonight, I said Martial was poor tonight, I thought Pogba again, was poor tonight as well. And I've got concerns now about Paul Pogba, because he's been one of our most influential players, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in. But I think most recently, his performances haven't been up to scratch, and we do know there's been a lot of talk, about Paul Pogba going on about Man United willing to offer him, the captain's armband on a permanent basis, to convince him to stay. But I can't really see him being the leader of this team, of course, because he's not playing around, really, good enough players. But if he was to go to Real Madrid, obviously, he'd be playing a monster better players with Paul Pogba as well. So I've got concerns about Paul Pogba as well. Fred tonight, I don't think Fred, did too bad, to be quite honest with him as well. And in relation to Fred, to be quite honest with you, I think he's really, really stepped up to the plate in the last 3 games for Manchester United as well as Fred. So I don't think Fred, did too bad. I thought in the first 10 minutes, Solskjaer got it tactically right, to be quite honest with you. And obviously, I thought Lindelof did an okay job at right back. I don't think Lindelof was too bad tonight. I felt the only 2 players that did pretty okay tonight, was Lindelof and Fred in that midfield, of course, as well. I thought Smalling, was really, really poor tonight. I thought Jones was really, really poor tonight. And I think Smalling and Jones, lead to leave Manchester United this summer as well. So you can potentially see the deficiencies in the squad, and Manchester United have got to rebuild. And it's not the case of getting rid of 3 or 4 players. I think we need to get rid of more than 4 players this summer as well. De Gea hasn't been good recently. He was at the fault for the second goal as well. Made a mistake at the weekend against West Ham that led to their equaliser. So, and yet, we haven't yet, come to an agreement, to get David De Gea a new contract term as well. But we did know this was going to be a very, very difficult game tonight, considering Barcelona's form, especially at home. They're a well-established club. They've got great, great players. As I said, Messi could have got an hat-trick tonight. He could have maybe even got 4 goals tonight. Obviously, Messi now has scored 24 goals against English opposition as well. And obviously, now they are one of the favourites to win the Champions League, of course. Obviously, I think they've won it 5 times at the moment at Barcelona. But yeah, they're a strong outfit. They've got great talented players of Barcelona, and I did know they were going to win tonight. Barcelona, but Manchester United we're just showing no fight, we're showing no passion, when there's no desire. We're lacking leaders in the team, of course, as well. So I've already identified, the key areas, where Manchester United need to strengthen up, of course. But it was a very, very, it was embarrassing, tonight, to be quite honest with you. Barcelona, could have been 3-0 up, before half time. Sergio Busquets had a great chance for them, just before half time as well. In the second half, Barcelona, had a couple of other chances as well. Coutinho scored an absolutely fantastic goal. I'll give that to him. That was a great goal from Philippe Coutinho. Lovely curling shot, went straight past David De Gea, and of course that was 3-0. But then Barcelona still had more chances. They had a chance for Luis Suarez, just went over the bar. They had one from Lionel Messi, overhead kick, just went wide. They had one from Messi, right at the end as well. So that could have been 4-5-6-0, to Barcelona tonight as well. I don't get why Diego Dalot, as I did say, didn't get selected tonight. As I did say, did come on in the game. Diego Dalot came on in the game. Yes, he did come on. We also saw Lukaku come on, and we also saw Sanchez come on. A lot of people said, Sanchez did look lively, when he came on. He had a great chance for Manchester United. Sanchez, when he came on for the remainder of the 10 minutes of the game as well. But for me, Sanchez maybe should have started, to be quite honest with you, because I did say, based on, Martial's poor performances, Lingard's poor performances, probably in this game, Sanchez would have been probably, more relevant, to be quite honest with you as well. But yeah, he did look okay, when he came on, they like Sanchez, but he's still potentially shit. He's not playing to the highest level anymore. He's been inconsistent as a Manchester United player, and of course, this is his 14th. I think he's been here about 15 months now, Alexis Sanchez. He has sustained, quite a few injuries as well. So he could possibly, on his way out, Manchester United this summer. And obviously, he's our highest paid player, of course, as well. And yeah, he's not playing to the highest level anymore. Of course, he's age 30. Obviously, we're still obviously not Eric Bailly. Of course, he's still out with a head injury. Valencia is still out as well. People are saying, would Herrera or Matic have made a difference in that midfield tonight? Probably not, because Matic, for me, I've got strong reservations about him. He's too slow, to be quite honest with you as well. Obviously, Herrera was a doubt for tonight anywhere, and I think Herrera's on his way out of Manchester United this summer as well. So for me, we're expected to orchestrate a big summer clear out, obviously. And for me, when we had the ball tonight, I thought we was too attentive on the ball. I thought we was too passive in that midfield as well, and it was just far too easy, for Barcelona as well. And we were just absolutely dog shit tonight, to be quite honest with you. And you could see the game against West Ham at the weekend. We were very, very lucky to win. I don't know how we won at the weekend against West Ham, because we got played off the park. We got played off the park against Watford as well. And initially, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, since he's got the job as Manchester United manager on a permanent basis, it's just seemed to have all gone wrong, to be quite honest, because when he was interim manager for the first 3 months, everything, was going really, really well. The team were performing, we were getting the right results, and he was getting the best out of these players as well. But I just don't understand now, all of a sudden, it's currently gone downhill, of course, as well. So obviously now, our aspirations now is obviously, getting into that top 4, of course, because obviously, we want Champions League football for next season, so obviously, we can attract, players to the highest level, and in that aspect, it can make us have a more of competitive summer window. But obviously, would you say, Luke Shaw, if he'd have been playing tonight, do you think he'd have made a difference on that left-hand side? Obviously, we know Luke Shaw was suspended tonight, so obviously, Luke Shaw couldn't play. But as I did say, Luke Shaw, was going to be a miss for this game, because Luke Shaw's obviously our first choice left-back. He shows that ability to play out from the back. He can make them overlapping runs, and Luke Shaw's also going to be a miss for the Everton game at the weekend, of course, as well. So, potentially for me, probably for next season, our aspirations is probably going to be top 4 as well. For me, we need at least about 5 new additions, maybe 6 new additions, to come to Manchester United this summer. And I think probably we do maybe need more than £200 million this summer. Maybe we need 300 million, maybe we need 400 million as well, because potentially our recruitment policy is totally dog shit, to be quite honest with you as well. We didn't spend out in January. Last summer, we didn't get as a priority targets as well. So for me, there's a lot of players that do need to depart this club this summer. Ashley Young, of course, is one of them as well. He's definitely got to leave Manchester United this summer. He was good back in the day, when he was a winger, Ashley Young, and he's been a good servant of the club, but he's just not good enough, is Ashley Young. I can't understand why Ashley Young, was selected tonight, to be quite honest with you, as well. He was at fault for the first goal, was Ashley Young as well, so for me, he is not good enough as a Manchester United player. For me, Chris Smalling, yeah, he has improved, since he recovered from that long-term absence he had mainly, but I still think, obviously Smalling's aging up now, and for me, Smalling, needs to go and leave Manchester United this summer, and I can't really understand why Manchester United give Smalling and Jones new long-term contracts, to be quite honest with you. I just can't really understand why, so I think Smalling and Jones need to go, because obviously, Smalling and Jones have been long-serving players at the club. Jones has been here since, 2012, is it? I think, 2012, I think, I think, Smalling's been here since 2010. I think this is now Chris Smalling's 9th season as a Manchester United player as well. So for my own preference, I think we've got to get them out as well. And you can see the deficiencies in the squad. We need a right back, we need a right winger, we possibly need a backup striker, we need a couple of additions in midfield. We definitely need a central defender as well. So definitely we've got to be ruthless in this summer transfer window as well. Pogba as well. Pogba, for me, has been in really bad form recently as well. As I did say, recent reports have basically said that Man United were willing to offer him the captain's armband on a permanent basis, to give him to convince him to stay at Manchester United, of course, because there has been a lot of rumours, linking him with a move to Real Madrid. And Pogba's obviously been one of our most influential players since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in, but most recently, Pogba's performances have been way below par, to be quite honest with you as well. But yeah, I've got really strong concerns now, to be quite honest with you. We've got to get the right players in this summer. Reports did literally say that we're going to get around over £200 million, is it, to spend this summer at Manchester United, but potentially I think, we probably need more than that, to be quite honest with you. We still, obviously, the club are looking to hire a director of football to come in, to change the club structure and all that, because obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to need backing this summer as well. But for me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still the right man for Manchester United, and he's totally blameless, in my opinion, in this situation. Obviously, none of this squad is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's. Obviously, he's inheriting 11 of Jose Mourinho's players. Is obviously, there's still some players from Louis van Gaal as well, and I still think Manchester United made the right decision, Applejack Jose Mourinho, because I think the football was naive under Jose Mourinho. I think we're parking the bus too much, and I thought the football was crap under Jose Mourinho, to be quite honest with you as well. But for me, Solskjaer's still the right man for Manchester United, without a shadow of a doubt, indeed. But we're just in a bit of a bad run of form at the moment, and the performances have got to improve. Players have got to step up to the plate as well. So I think now players, do need to start getting dropping the players, that are underperforming, of course, as well. But as I did say, and the problems, were in the first leg, against Barcelona at Old Trafford. And I thought in the first leg, Manchester United performed really well in the first leg. But as I did say, if you don't take your chances, especially against this Barcelona team, the margins are very thin indeed. And I thought in the first leg we weren't clinical enough in the first leg. We didn't create enough chances in the first leg. And again, an unfortunate Luke Shaw own goal, got Barcelona the victory at Old Trafford as well. But yeah, I thought in the first leg, we dominated the first leg, we pressed them high up the pitch, the desire was good, the tenacity was good, but we're just lacking in that final third in the first leg as well. And I thought, reflecting on tonight's game, I thought the first 10 minutes Manchester United, looked really good, to be quite honest, we looked composed, we created opportunities, but again, we just weren't clinical enough, of course, as well. And as soon as Messi scored, Messi grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck, and then it was just one-sided, in that game, for 80 minutes, of course, as well, indeed. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still in the process of rebuilding this Manchester United team, of course. You can see the deficiencies in the squad as well, and we've got to get the right players, that have got the ability to elevate Manchester United, of course, in the next 2 to 3 years, of course. Maybe some people are saying we should be sensible with our recruitment this summer, not spend too much money on one player as well, but for me, we've got to, at least get around 6 new players to Manchester United this summer as well. You are getting some Manchester United fans, that are saying Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out. I'd be bizarre to say that, to be quite honest with you, and I would be a hypocrite saying that. For me, I still think he's the right man for Manchester United, of course. But obviously now, we haven't won any silverware, since 2017, when we won the Europa League against Ajax. Obviously, we haven't won the league since 2013, and I think we probably at least 2 years off, being up there, challenging and competing, of course, as well. But it just depends who Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, can get to Manchester United this summer as well. But yeah, Coutinho's goal was very good. His third goal tonight tonight was really, really good indeed. It curled, actually, straight past David De Gea, that Coutinho shot as well. So potentially for me, I think Barcelona are probably going to go on now to win the Champions League, to be quite honest with you as well. But yeah, we was a well beaten team tonight, of course, as well, indeed. And I'm really, really gutted, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, there's nothing much really more to say. We're lacking mentality in that team. There's no fight, there's no passion. We're lacking desire. We're lacking leaders in that team, of course, as well. I know we've had a lot of injuries, most recently, and all that. But I just don't think the squad is good enough, to be quite honest. I think the squad from back to front is just not good enough, and investment is needed into Manchester United this summer, because that our recruitment policy is absolutely crap indeed. So yeah, there's nothing much really more to say, to be quite honest with you. So anyway, as I did say as well, David De Gea, has been, underperforming recently. He made a mistake at the weekend against West Ham. He also he was at the fault for the second goal tonight as well. Obviously, he's thinking about his contract and all that, because obviously Man United have not yet, come to an agreement, to get David De Gea a new contract at the club. So I don't know what's happening, with De Gea at the moment as well. But I think the only two that played okay tonight, Lindelof played well at right back. Fred did okay in the midfield as well. But yeah, there's nothing much really more to say. We're a well-beaten team tonight, and we've just got to move on to Sunday against Everton as well. And then we've got two big games, Manchester City at home, Chelsea at home, of course. Well, they're going to be two difficult games as well. So yeah, nothing much really more to say. So anyway, drop your comments, likes on the channel. If you do, consider subscribing as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching, guys.